What is going on YouTube? Hit back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as XRP and the S&P 500, the stock market. In today's video specifically, we're going to be looking at a comparison between the S&P 500 as well as the cryptocurrency. I do want to compare both as well as talk about both, and as well as which one would be the better option to invest in and what exactly might be a little more sketchy or difficult to invest in than the others. I also want to talk about the way Bitcoin and cryptocurrency have been trading the past couple of days. We know that Bitcoin has been fairly stagnant in price movement. We can see we've been pretty much trading flatlined on this this RSI, I'd say since about here, honestly, which is easily over a month now, easily around a month of just sideways trading, no real movement, and this ultimately is becoming fairly stagnant in the market, and I can easily see it on you guys in the comments as well as on the videos that you guys are starting to lose your patience and lose your interest and are getting impatient in regards to when this market is going to go kaboom, where we're going to see a massive, either decline in price or a massive spike in uptrend. Otherwise, guys, if you are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up. This way it helps out the YouTube algorithm. Follow me on Twitter at CryptoVOfficial. This way, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can head over there and DM me. Otherwise, let's jump into today's episode. Alright guys, so as you can see, huge shout out to everybody subscribing to the channel. We're now at 16.3k subscribers, on our way to 17,000 and eventually 20,000 subs on the channel very soon. Definitely, I think before the end of this year would be pretty awesome. But I did want to discuss, I did say less than 3 days yesterday, this was ultimately trying to figure out the ultimate end of this freaking, sideways trading and uptrend that we've been having. You can clearly see we have an ascending triangle slowly forming and closing the gap here. We're mainly just waiting on the gap to close. But as most of you know, or as I can clearly tell by the way that you guys are interacting and engaging with the channel, you're starting to lose interest in the market. And I understand that. So, obviously as a way to spark some interest and to keep things going, because yes, we do have these ups and downs in crypto, but it can lead to making thousands of dollars later on. So that's why it is very important to invest in. And there are other ways to invest your money to make, cash as well. But in order to celebrate the $16,000 milestone that we broke for the Crypto Influencers $200 Bitcoin giveaway, I am doing a $200 Bitcoin raffle. This is for $200 in Bitcoin. Obviously, it is right here. We have, I think, over 2,100 people who have invested so far or who have entered and joined the raffle. There's only 4 days left, so definitely make sure to check it out. The link to this is in the description down below. There are up to 7 ways to enter. By doing these 3, unlock 4 more. It is totally free, completely free. We get, we have 16,000 people on this channel. This number should be much higher. So definitely make sure to take advantage of the giveaway and sign up down below. Link in the description. Otherwise, to move on to the way the market is trading, and I do really want to talk about the S&P 500 because I haven't done that in quite a while. But you guys can see the markets for the most part are just stagnant. Again, another day of stagnant, sideways, no movement markets. And you can see after that big, dip in price, we're literally just trading sideways. It's boring as hell. I know it. I can clearly see it. Like, I'm not blind to it. I experience this just as much as you guys. It's literally just the sideways, stagnant marking. And it is annoying as hell. But how do we take advantage of that? Well, obviously, I don't really need to go as in-depth into the technical analysis in today's video specific, because we all know that it's probably not going to be much different than yesterday's, but we are able to figure out how to set up ourselves to make better and good use of the time when the actual market is here. Now, being a business major and being a graduate of business and then being in a business myself and owning a business myself, what I've learned is on the slow days, those are the days you plan out and prepare for the busy ones. It's becoming very apparent to me that if you only prepare and plan it in days of busy times, it's never going to get done and it's not going to work. So when the market is exploding in price and we're shooting up, or the market is dropping in price and correcting downwards, and you don't already know how to short, how to create stop losses, how to post and do post onlys, how to read the technical analysis chart lines, and how to even, work a exchange account, then you're going to be really screwed out of a lot of money when it is time for that busy season to come around. So this is the perfect downtime for you guys to actually watch the videos and understand what exactly is going on. That's why I highly recommend checking out my Patreon, because that is a way for beginners as well as intermediate as well as novices to learn and understand different ways of trading styles, as well as see and understand my trading techniques. Huge shout out for everybody signing up yesterday. We did get, I think, like 4 more people who signed up to to Patreon and checked out all the different ways of trading and things like that. Highly recommend doing that. That is in the link down below. But specifically DueDEX 2. DueDEX, I promote it all the time because it is so powerful and so great. And I do believe they are adding XRP very soon. If I find the XRP post, I will definitely retweet it or repost it on my YouTube community. But ultimately, you can see we're getting rejected now 3 times. This is 3 confirmations, if not 4, by counting this upwards wick right here of correction to the downside. Ultimately, these are going to break, guys. These are going to break. These are not going to hold the support up here, and we are going to see that downtrend. I'm very, very, very certain that the longer we hang up and play around at this resistance, the more chances of correction to the downside will happen. And in preparation of this, we will obviously be setting up different positions on our, DueDEX account right here, creating stop losses, selling short. Post onlys is definitely something that I recommend. I forgot to share with you guys. Reduce only, I do not know exactly what that means, but ultimately post only will help these limit orders only fill when the price actually reaches that targeted market that you have. But I do have my account prepared. I am preparing in this slow season to prepare and get ready for the big season. I have 0.28 available of Bitcoin in this account, ready to trade with leverage trading on the dip that comes by shorting it and capitalizing off the massive gain and massive movement, and that will all be shared with you. Now, I don't want to talk about, the other cryptocurrencies. We know these are trading sideways, as does all of them. Like I've said, I'm bearish on the market. I'm waiting for the dip. But what I haven't talked about in a while is the S&P 500, something I thought I'd switch up with you guys. So this was honestly an incredible year. By all means, I remember when we first did my video on this S&P 500, we were right around here. Or if not, we actually dropped down. We actually exploded to the downside. We had a massive uptrend. We have a massive uptrend and a massive resistance, a cap on the price to how high it goes. This has been on the coin for years now, since '09. So this is an 11-year uptrend, which is, beyond incredible to me. But with that comes a lot of responsibility. What it is able to do is it is actually able to show us, when to buy in and when to sell off. I've actually been able to invest in my retirement account, in my Roth IRA. Hopefully you guys know what those are. And basically, I've been putting money in when we were at the bottom here. And then if I manage to accidentally buy in this candle in the middle, I can buy in lower and dollar cost average my break even point, and that has opened up many, many, many doors for me to recover and break even much quicker than if I only put in at the top here and didn't, ratio it out at the bottom. So ultimately, I have quite a bit of money now in my Roth IRA, and with that is the dollar cost averaging, which lowered my break even point, and then everything above that, I'd say about here, everything above this has created me profit from, I'd say, about 2,800 all the way up to about 3,000, and it went even higher all the way up to 3,200, but we dipped. So that ultimately led me to see the decline in my account, but that's really no big deal. Ultimately, with the whole COVID thing that was happening, the whole COVID frenzy, it's very ironic and coincidental, and I'd love to know your guys' opinion, how we hit the top resistance right here and then immediately corrected to the downside.
I didn't quite catch that. Could you please repeat it?
That is so weird that Siri just heard that. But we immediately corrected to the downside, immediately hit the bottom. It also tells me that my phone is always listening to me, which is also incredibly weird by itself. But COVID hit, we fell all the way to the downside. And I knew that we were not going to stay in this area for much longer because we had an uptrend that was so strong on the currency that there was a very high chance we were going to wick back up, which is exactly what we did. We actually wicked higher than what I was anticipating. This was a massive, massive, massive opportunity to buy into your, into your Roth IRAs. And just as immediately as we corrected down, we shot all the way back up. And most of you guys now probably don't even notice the difference or the big decline in your Roth IRAs. But for all those who took advantage and bought more down here, you're profiting quite a bit. Now, ultimately, I put in all of my money, I put in the cap for 2019 and 2020, so I can no longer put in money for 2020. I have to wait until, the next tax season and 2021 opens up for me to put more money into the market. But what I can do is I can shuffle money around. If I see money dip, I can sell off of it, keeping it in my Roth, and then buy back into it. I think basically liquidating it into a stable token, US dollar, and then buying back into the stocks when the prices do actually dip. So ultimately, I'm set. I'm pretty happy. What's the answer to which one to invest in? Either, cryptocurrency or Bitcoin. Do both. Or sorry, cryptocurrency or the stock market. Do both. This is an extremely long-term investment into your future. An extremely long-term investment. Even if you're, older, even if you're in your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, it doesn't matter. 59 and a half, that's when you can cash out, or 65 if you want to hold it a little longer, because those end years really make they're the most crucial for how much money you'll end up having at the end because of the compounding interest. So you'll make quite a lot more if you leave it in at those last final years. Ultimately, that's pretty much going to wrap up today's episode, though. As we know, long-term investment here, we're just waiting on this bounce to happen. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if you guys just set up your post-onlys and just forget about it. Set up a post-only, set it up closer to like 85. That's right around here. Boom. Set it up at 85, use 10 times leverage, whatever it is, 5 times, 1 times no leverage. I don't care. We could buy in like $5,000 right here. That gives us a 0.58 notional value over my available here. We're leverage trading this, so we get more marginal value. The margins are higher, and ultimately we have more room to profit as well as more room to lose money. But ultimately, I do think we're going to be breaking bearish. So that is what I plan on doing, guys. Otherwise, definitely make sure to take part in the Crypto Influencers $200 Bitcoin giveaway. 4 days left. I mean, that's 4 days before you win money. So check it out. Join it. Subscribe. Check it out, guys. Don't be dumb. Lastly, make sure to subscribe to the channel as we, near 20,000 subs. Follow me on Twitter, CryptoVOfficial, and I will see you in tomorrow's giveaway. In tomorrow's video. Peace.